Last game I want to talk about, just real quick, Chiefs versus Ravens. It's basically the Chiefs, and then it's everybody else. The Chiefs, the Chiefs just dismantled the Ravens, which are supposed to be like the second best team in the AFC, maybe the second best team in the league, and they just looked outclassed. It didn't look like they really had a chance. You could just tell it's the Chiefs and then everybody else. Um, they should be the Super Bowl favorites to repeat again. Mahomes is a monster. He's the best QB in the league. Him and Russell Wilson could duke it out, but Mahomes has a way better team, just top to bottom. That offense, Andy Reid is a genius. I did have him winning. I did have him winning the Super Bowl. I had the Seahawks against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and Mahomes getting his second ring. And as far as the Ravens go, they're a good team too. Don't get me wrong, but the Chiefs are just way ahead of them. Mahomes outclassed Jackson. The last two MVPs going at it. I think Mahomes had 5 touchdowns and Jackson had like 1 or 2. But like you could just tell that there's levels to this. There's Mahomes and then there's Jackson, and Jackson still needs a lot of growing to do as a thrower. That offense needs to evolve more still. I think the Ravens should trade for a wide receiver to like really give Jackson like that help that he needs to take that next step, or to really like open up that offense and have like a legit number one. I was looking at their depth chart and they have like Hollywood Brown, Snead, Boykin. Like, man, like Hollywood is cool. He's fast. He's all right. Boykin, he's like all right. He's not bad. He's all right. Snead, it's just another wide receiver that's like bounced around the league. I remember him with the Saints. He was all right. But none of those 3 wide receivers like worry you, or like you're not like, damn, man, we're playing against Boykin this weekend. Like, what are we gonna do? Or we're playing against Snead this weekend. Like, damn, like get our best cornerback on him, get a safety over the top. Like, no, like none of these wide receivers like really worry you. And I think that's stopping the Ravens from taking that next step to being like a legit like championship contender, or it's putting a cap on how good Jackson could be, because he doesn't have that wide receiver that demands double coverage that opens up everything else. So if I'm the Ravens, I'm trading for a wide receiver. That's like the next step in your puzzle. You got to get a number 1 receiver to help Jackson. I was giving the Bills credit for trading for Diggs. I was giving the Cardinals credit for trading for Hopkins, and I was telling the Jets like, yo, you guys need to get Darnold some help. And I mean, Jackson has better wide receivers than what Darnold has, but like they're like, I mean, there's no household name there. I do have like ideas for who they should trade. Like, I made a little list. Number 1, I think the number 1 receiver that they should trade for is Allen Robinson. There has been speculation that he wants to leave and he wants a contract extension. He wants to get paid, so that might be an option. But the Bears are 3-0, so that might be hard. If the Bears were like 0-3 or 1-2, that might be easier. But since they're 3-0, they might have like some confidence that they can make some noise this year. So that might not materialize just because they're 3-0. Another option I have is Odell Beckham. Like, there was rumors too that he wanted to move on, or that the Browns wanted to move on from them. So I would make those calls. I would call the Bears. I would call the Browns. Yo, what's up? Like, can I get your wide receivers? If not, Devontae Parker. That might be a little easier to pull off. But he's a big body. He's 6'3". He could run. I think he ran like a 4.4. He could stretch the field. He's definitely better than what they have right now. And then some other options that I have. DJ Moore. He's very young, and he's like around the same age as McCaffrey. So I don't think the Panthers would trade him. But you never know. I would make that call. And then another one that I was thinking of was Julio Jones. Ridley looks like he's ready to just take that number 1 spot. He looks like he's ready to. I think he's in his 3rd year, and it's usually when they make that leap of like really, really like a lot of improvement. So, and the Falcons are 0-3, and they might fall to 0-4, and then at that point the season's done. They might fire their coach. They might fire their GM. They might blow that thing up. So, if I'm the Ravens, like, those are the teams I'm calling. I'm calling the Bears. I'm calling the Browns. I'm calling the Dolphins, the Panthers, and the Falcons, and I'm like, yo, let me get a wide receiver, and you might be able to just give some of your parts, because the Ravens do have a good team, so they have parts all over the place. So you know, they could figure out a package to get a Jackson Sun help.